So in this section goes that we have a ratio test and root test, but we don't really need to do root test because not on AP exam and I don't want to talk about it. And we have Taylor polynomial, which is that's a big part. And then power series and the Maclaurin series. So we have 4 more sections left. After that, we just have to deal with polar graph and parametric graph. Those are pretty easy, believe it or not. We just have to go through practice like 6 different FRQ for those, and then we are pretty much done with Calc BC. So by then we can relax. But this last test that you may did well, may not did well, you have to go back and understand everything. The homework, I don't have time to come out yell at you for you not doing the homework. You gotta be the one that have your homework done. I think at this moment, you have a choice. You don't have to take BC Calc or Calc 2. And that you'll get credit. So, but that's only if you pass AP exam. So if I were you, if you work this hard already, I don't think you should let it go at this moment. So what is a ratio test? Ratio test is a test that help you with factorial and n to the n powers. I'm sorry, it's not showing. We're gonna write down what we need. We're gonna say let summation of a to the n be a series with non-zero term. Okay, so first, summation of a to the n converge. Absolutely, not only conditionally, absolutely, if limits converge absolutely, if limits as n approach infinity of a to the n plus 1 over a to the n is less than 1. So if you're your next term is small, yeah, probably something like that. But if you, basically just your next term and your term divided by each other, it's gonna be less than 1. Then it's always converge. Not only converge, it's converge absolutely because the absolute value. So it's not conditional converge, it's absolutely converge. On the contrary, that if you have summation a to the n is diverge if limits as n approach infinity of a to the n plus 1 over a to the n is equal to infinite, or limits as n approach infinity of a to the n plus 1 over a to the n is greater than 1. Either it's greater than 1 or they go to infinite. That is equal to diverge. Now, sometimes you can get inconclusive. So there'll be the ratio test is inconclusive if limits as n approach infinity of an plus 1 over an is equal to 1. If they're equal to 1, they're conclusive. If it's less than 1, yes. If it's infinity or greater than 1, it's diverge. If it's equal to 1, it's inconclusive. So let's try one. That says summation of n equal to 0, infinity 2 to the n over n factorial. I promise I'm going to get back to this question. I think last time we says the test is not the best test. We can say n factorial is moved faster than 2n. I think that's the last conversation we have when I did it on the board. Now, if you have something to the n power or something to the factorial, you can also use this ratio test. You want to try first, or you want me to do it first? Okay, I'll let you try for a minute. And I'll show you how to do it. It's not as bad as you think. It's just a simplified algebra. Two to the n over n factorial. You're gonna see lots of things cancel out, but you have to know a little bit of exponent rules. And you need to know how to simplify the factorials. So we're gonna start out by plugging n plus 1. If is n plus 1 is limit n approach infinity, and this one's gonna be 2n plus 1. Does that make sense? Over n plus 1 parenthesis factorial. You must have that parenthesis. If you don't have that parenthesis, it doesn't make sense. So that parenthesis factorial is that okay?
Wait, why are you adding plus 1 to the bottom? Is it? Are you just adding 1 to that?
Because that's the whole function. He's doing 2 fractions. He's dividing by a fraction.
Okay, so now this is a to the n plus 1. Is that okay? Now this is the n factorial like this. Now, does the absolute value matter in this situation? It doesn't, because it's always positive in this case, so we can drop the absolute value. So limit n approach infinity will be 2 to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 factorial times n factorial over 2 to the n. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Keep change flip. Am I going too fast? Now, limit n approach infinity. Can I write this use exponent rule? 2 to n times 2, right? And n plus 1 factorial, I'm going to write down n plus 1 times n factorial. Why? Because I know the other side is n factorial, so I can cancel them. And this is 2 to the n. Now, magically, that this will simplify, this will simplify, then limits as n approach infinity of 2 of n plus 1. And if it go into infinity, that is roughly equal to 0, which is less than 2. Which is, that means it converge, not only it converge absolutely.
Should it be less than 1?
Oh, less than 1, sorry. I was thinking about something else. Less than 1. Okay, converge. And that is converge is absolutely. So absolutely not conditional because you have absolute value. I'll give you another one.
That's why you're gonna have stuff like that.
If you do this and you get diverged, does that mean that it can still work conditional?
No. If it's a diverge, can it be conditional? I don't know. Then you have to run different tests.
So,
Uh,
I don't know.
as far as I know, I don't know. The only test I have is whatever we give it out. Okay, so let's try another two. Let's give you two more questions. So do you guys know how to simplify factorials and exponents?
Yes.
Okay, let's try again. We're gonna give you a couple to try. Summation n equal to 0, infinity n squared of 2n plus 1 all over 3 to the n. Now, do you see that there is something to the n power? You didn't see factorial, but if something to the n power, the nice thing about n power, they can cancel out. A lot of things can be canceled.
No.
I don't know. You gotta work it out.
Well, there's like two n squared times 2 over 3 to that n. Because you take one, you take plus 2 n squared times 2 over 3 to the n. Because you have, you still have n squared. Oh, I don't know if you need to do this yet, or if you, actually, I think you can just do it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You just take that plus 1 is here. This is the plus 1. You take that out, that's 2 to the n over 3, right? But I don't actually know if you need to do that.
Maybe the n plus 1 is this goes away, this goes away.
No, that makes sense. But we would assume that this would be maybe it's 2 to n.
Can you rewrite to the n plus 2 to the n?
Which is times 2.
And the limit is 2/3. Because that'll be 1 and 2 equals 2/3. 2/3 like that. 1 2/3. But the degree is always going to be the same. Well, Cartesian transform it into geometry. It was like working. Do you understand how it works in there? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Then you just do 2 fractions. You can cancel out the 2. Cancel out everything. Where'd you get? How you get? And so it's 2/3 times n.
But when you close this out, you're gonna get n squared.
Either way, you're still getting square. Take 5 power.
Oh, you just leave it. splitting up to the end. Oh, I think. Oh, I was like, even though it does fit. No, I did it. I forgot. I thought it was.
Two over two is good.
I've done the same thing.
You hit the exponent,
But it'll still do the same thing. At least two can.
Yeah, this is the top, this is the bottom.
Yeah, that's so weird. That means 3n is greater than n squared minus 2. What the hell?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, making it not a fraction. Wouldn't it just be easier to make it not a fraction?
Yeah, I mean you write it out like this, and then you're gonna go simplify as much as you can. So limits as n approach infinity,
Eventually. That's so crazy.
n plus 1 square
That's so weird.
times 2 to the n plus 2 over 3 to the n plus 1 times 3 to the n over n square times 2n plus 1. Okay, so what happened is now I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna break this down. N approach infinity. This one's gonna be 3 to the n times 3. And this one's n plus 1 to the square times 2 to the n times 2 to the 2. And that's times 3 to the n over n squared times 2 to the n times 2. So let's simplify this. Let's simplify this. Let's simplify this. So that's going to be limits as n approach infinity. And what do you have left? I have 2 and 3 on the top. And I have n plus 1 to the square over n square. Now I can expand this fully. And or divided by n squared, so that's going to be 2 over 3. So if I expand it fully, it's going to be n squared plus 2n plus 1 all over 3n squared. And if you really want to show a lot more work, it's 2n squared plus 4n plus 2 over 3n squared. You divide it by highest degree of n squared, top and bottom. So n squared, n squared, n squared, n squared. This is a very basic way. So it's going to be 2 over 3. It's less than 1, so it's converge. Is that okay? Now, do you remember, guys, let me get through it, please. Do you remember that we told you there was one other one that we want to discuss later? When we were doing, I was doing the class in the front of the board. I said this one, we already told you which one's going to go faster, but now we're going to actually prove it. N to the n, n factorial. So how many people knows which one goes faster? Wesley, which one go faster? N to the n, good. But now we're gonna prove it. So this one require a little bit of
Students should now be back from A level.
So ratio test is 100% on the AP exam. It's one of the easier tests. Data, you're gonna have radius of convergence. That's also 100% on the test. So ratio test is start with
That's what I was gonna do. This is plus one. It's canceled. Yeah.
okay, so yes, that's a great question. You're gonna get to the end like this, and but you're gonna actually know something. It's actually is very very important. So let's just say if I have n plus one, sorry, limits as n approach infinity of n plus one to the n plus one over n plus one factorial, right? Over n to the n over n factorial. So limit n approach infinity, and then you can think about this one's m plus 1 to the n times m plus 1. And this is m plus 1 times m factorial divided by m factorial over n to the n. Cancel out. So it's equal to limits n approach infinity of n plus 1 n plus 1 to the n over n to the n. Can I rewrite this to n plus 1 over n to the n? Can I rewrite that? Because they both to the n power, so we can put a whole parenthesis apply to the whole thing. Now, not only that, this is the second part that is a little bit different. So it'll be 1 plus 1 over n to the n. Do you guys know what is this?
Because you separated it.
Yeah, Vince is good with this.
What is this?
Oh my gosh, that's 1 to the infinity.
No. What it is 1 to the infinity, but what is this? What is it? It's e. It's this is e, and e is greater than 1, so it's diverged. Why is e? Why is e? There was a proof from last period. Somewhere.
Send them the stats. We're gonna hit with the band. What is that?
Oh, there's e. There you go. There's a proof on yesterday from AB Calc. You basically natural log of y on both sides, so you can bring the x down, and then you're gonna get infinity times zeros is indeterminate form, and then you solve it. You're gonna get is eventually equal to 1, and then natural log of y is equal to 1, and this is equal to e. This is a definition of Euler's number. Definition of Euler's number, and this is what you do on the El Hubble rule very beginning. So it still have something applied back to with so it's E. E is diverged because E is greater than 1. So this is a proof of that. If you want to take a picture, you can, but this is a something that you're able to do from before. But some people on the competition, they just memorize it because that's the definition Euler's number.
I did.
All right, so ratio test is pretty easy. Now sometimes you're gonna have some like iffy situation where the ratio tests are not working. Yes.
You have to do more to that, or is it just equal?
No, there was, like I said, there was all the pre-existing tests that you can try. So this one, I want you to try this one. So which is summation of n equal to 1 of infinity of -1 to the n to the square root n over n plus 1. Genius. Watch, see what happened one day don't show up to school, you become dumber.
He was not happy with you.
I'm using ratio test.
So now you have to consider the other tests that you can do now. So what other test option that if you get inconclusive? Good, because you have alternating. Now you just have to prove that they're decreasing. And if the limit n approach infinity is going to go 0, then you can do this. But that only converge, but does that prove converge conditionally, like what Jordan's saying? Or absolutely converge? So those are the things that you have to think about things, but you had to prove they converge first. So start with the ratio test, right? Does the ratio test conclusive?
Please release your students for B.
Vincent?
I was the only person that recognized that was E. I went through that fully.
She's like, I deserve to be on
I am the
calculus.
only one who recognized that would equal E. And then he tried to steal it from me. He's like, oh, it's E.
No, that was good. I'll give you credit.
No, no, he didn't say to give you credit.
I didn't feel that. I feel the bad.
So,
What is that? What is this?
If you want to have one person get a 1 on BC, I got you.
Are there-
I'll answer everything correctly, but choose the wrong answer.
oh wow, he's
Bro,
threatened
get
me.
the problem.
He's threatened me.
Oh,
No, I'm just asking because I'm missing a third, fourth person.
Keep trying.
Caden's coming up, so Caden's gonna take care of that part.
I can keep trying, Krish. If you want, but I don't. It might just be.
Yeah, I feel like Kush might be the.
we get Arturo. This is the method. The method.
You know the margin error is 2%, so it has to be like either they have somebody who didn't show up, or we have to excellent.
But I'm not an excellent stats student. I just do good in the class because it's easy.
Huh?
They don't show up.
Kidnap them.
I
Throw
have
them in.
an idea. I have an idea.
Throw them in the trash can.
Food, but we can put like laxatives in the food. Right? They won't. They won't be. They won't be the best.
That's fine.
I've always wanted to do that too. I've always wanted to do that.
We're about to recruit Charlie for stats now.
And they would never know.
Are you ready? 8 o'clock Saturday. You gotta do stats.
Fuck no. Get
You're on the stats team.
fuck no. You know, Miss
No
my
hesitation.
mom said that in geometry there were kids cheating, so we could just cheat.
How to cheat in geometry? What went wrong?
There was one boy. Everyone wanted to sit next to him. And she's like, no, no one's allowed to sit next to him. So she's like, all empty desks around, and everyone's like looking at his paper.
For real?
They think
Yes.
Captain America taking
Yes.
over. Got it.
That's wild.
And they told her, she'd be like, I'm gonna cheat off this kid. I'm gonna cheat off this kid.
Oh hell no.
And she made like that kid feel alone, and he put his head down because he was mad he couldn't cheat. She's like,
That's funny.
Where's the test? Wait, but that's all of them.
Oh, test, yeah.
Middle school kids.
Tough, right?
but just have, you know, sit behind this one person and just
Here. you have Jeffrey. We're doing team competition after school. Right?
I don't know if they kind of have lunch. I think
That's fine. I think so.
how's your essay coming?
It's good. I talked to Parm today. He said it's pretty good. He'll fix it right now.
That's one.
Wait, what did you get?
good.
I'm vegetarian, so.
Oh.
This caramel has something.
It's just sugar though.
Oh. Okay.
What cream cheese did you get?
This is my first time trying this. Thank you. No problem.
I'm returning. I take the test. I see it take my.
Which one did you take?
The hard. A few of the questions are like, have you lost? But I think I got a good amount.
Did you take?
Hold on.
Oh.
Some of the questions at the end were pretty hard. I mean, like, but there's some where I know how to approach it, but I just need to like just refine how to actually do it. And I think if I get that same question, I could do it easily. Like the one where you had like 3 lines and the points moving across, and then make a triangle with those points. Yeah, I feel like I could actually do that if I just practice it like once or twice.
No, you should need to get what you can expert.
Yeah, exactly. So what I ended up doing was after like the first 13 questions that I knew for sure, I skipped around till it was like really easy, and I think I could get the points easily on. And
Because though if you get all, it's not possible to all the question unless you like.
I did I get all the questions?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the team didn't miss like a single question on them. Or not something like that. It was the flag looked good. That's what sharp. Right.
The flag of it looks good. Frazier.
Frazier. Yeah.
Like they took all the good people from Buell. A teacher from Buell made the school to serve like for the purpose of being
What
competitive.
is it?
One of the school.
It was like that school in Tallahassee that back then
No,
it was like
one of the best schools took the best people from one of the best schools
yeah,
and made them even better.
they made a private school out of a public school.
No.
It is
So why do they even compete with us? Why don't they go on like a national level?
because in order to do that they have
They already in the national.
in order to be in national level they have to
That's if you put their team C, it's gonna score twice better than our team A.
Actually says that.
Competition, they put 16 in there, all 16 were in first place, right?
Mr. A, what's all this?
No, like, we should ban them, right?
I'm sure they cheat. Those are the people that cheat.
Wait, what?
No, they didn't come down.
Yes,
No, they don't
Mom,
cheat, they're very competitive.
he was proctoring. This one kid is like, and so she stared him down, and he like stopped.
That's so bad.
And then all the middle schoolers were like, I'm gonna cheat off this kid. I'm gonna cheat off this kid. She's like, fine. And no one was allowed to sit around him. And everyone was so upset. They're like, what? Kid cheat off.
That's why you say that.
She's like, middle schoolers are feral.
What?
Feral.
Feral?
Like, rabies.
For
And she said they kept asking her, how much time do we have left? How much time do we have left?
Christian had an umbrella.
there was like a moment of realization that some people had during Science Olympiad because they had B and C there to sit in middle school. And then they were watching a bunch of middle schoolers being annoying, and then someone turned to me and was like, "Ooh, in middle school," and it was like a moment of clarity for them. And I was like, probably, yeah.
Phase.
I love doing science with middle school. Okay.
Oh. Is that too late for me to register a whole family?
Are you in charge of this week's topic?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
Oh, register your case from.
You guys have to step up.
So, yeah, you be able to.
Because I don't want to send the
Peter over to Jennifer.
Yeah.
Try to because the guy that was like upstairs, he was like, "You need a pass in order to go to my apes room upstairs." Thank you.
Oh, you see. Yeah.
We don't have to pray. We have to pray.
It's like they do it in like a
Oh,
group
too
as a class.
slow. You?
Do they have actual class? Or is their class like praying?
And the most important one is zero still. The other ones are
No, not like I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying.
I just like it's hard. Because my kid's gonna ask me questions.
They call it religion.
They call it religion.
No, it's the religion.
No, I know what you're saying. It's just the way that they call it religion is pretty
Oh,
funny.
yeah. Because you know Lake Highland, actually a lot of Muslims go to Lake Highland.
What do you mean like certain?
Like you have to believe in God.
I mean, it's not like a kid's gonna get like stunned for it, but obviously they're gonna like try to be like, oh yeah, this happened, that happened.
I mean, I'm pretty mutual about it, but at the same time, I don't.
Most kids who go there aren't like so devoted. They just do the prayers.
Think of what.
Just you go to like they take the class to church every Friday.
Wow.
It's one mass, it's like an hour.
It's not that bad.
Huh?
It's not that bad.
No, okay, so one specific thing I kind of disagree with Christianity is like you have to, which is that's the part I don't necessarily 100% agree because what if hypothetically, what if this children never heard anything about Christianity? So he doesn't have a chance to go to heaven because of that. That is my objection to it. It's because they don't have. If that's true, let's just say if statement, right? If that's true, you have to believe in God to go to heaven. But if this kid never heard about that,
I feel like both debate too. I mean, like, because it could be like someone else, for example, like let's say like a parent decides to raise their kids strictly one religion, and just because they don't believe in God the same way as I do means that they don't have a chance. Like, because I think all religions are about devotion, love, caring for others, and like trying to achieve something in its own way. And so I think like being Catholic, like yes, I have my set of beliefs, but then I wonder about like other religions, like so why I don't know I don't like this debate of who's right and who's wrong. Like, one person is only right. Like, I don't know.
yeah, that's the part I disagree. I actually respect Christianity, Catholic, whatever, Muslim. I respect all religions because I think they all like they all putting people in the right places. However, that there is a people like if you say you have to believe in this situation to go to heaven, that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
That's the part that it doesn't make sense because what if this kid? I'm a very logical person. What if this kid never heard it before and stuff like that? And I don't mind my kids to listen to other religion because he actually grew up in a Baptist church, preschool, and he had to go to mass. So he would ask me questions like, "What is the difference between two religions?" I will answer them. But yeah, I said you have to respect all religion. Like, doesn't matter which place you go to. If you go to church, you go to pray. If you go to mosque, you're gonna bow or whatever. If you go to temple, you have to do the same thing. Just have a respect of the religion. It doesn't matter where they come from. And that's a very, very important value for me to coexist, to experience different religions. It's good to be open-minded, not very close-minded. So.
Yeah.
So Nathan will come back after.
If he takes that, then
How was Patterson preparation?
I like it.
Yeah, what does Cooper does well?
He's really like mental development.
wait, no, there is a word.
Methodological.
I thought like something like that. Methodological.
Does he go through with you guys on the questions?
Maybe
or
not.
Methodological.
The first one. The rest they don't have time.
Individual or
Individual.
I got some.
Wait, I'm just, you go here. I don't think
I
that
go back
is
and
necessary.
He does not pay attention to stuff at all.
No.
He was like yes, and today he's like, oh my god, why are you acting like
Michael not only lives in
He's good at how
literally
misses he flaw. Also, none of the kids in my class care. Like in California, people care.
Yeah.
Especially in the block.
I mean, that's right.
I told you that I'm furious. I said, girl, it'll be fine.
We only have one class.
On that Thursday, I'm so sorry.
Why?
Just like food.
What's that one?
Tuesday
Tuesday is not a
Yeah.
weird schedule.
It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It's just the SAT for the juniors.
On Tuesday,
Yeah. But it's a regular schedule.
Wednesday the block is fifth period. Thursday is first, third, and seventh, and then Friday is second, fourth.
Well, like the practice room. Oh yeah.
Oh, I just skip it.
I can't believe it's not a maiden too.
So.
Wait, so then I have to do a combination of those?
You don't have to do your probably like I think it is that. Just find you and you.
And
Yeah.
then we here, and then we here.
You can do all.
No.
There you go. This is what this. I think
You're
Just
here.
like a like mess.
I'm gonna be this is so slow.
Like over you.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I understand.
Alright.
You. Well, if you go back here, because then he can't attack. You go here.
Yes, magnets touch.
Yeah, you go all the way. And then threaten you, because now you.
You over you. EU over you. Because
No, it's.
what's like a good score to get on the individuals? Was it
The last one, I think Anthem got 15.
I-
That one was
I
bad.
reckon I might be close.
The other one I got like a 20.
Oh shit. The other one.
Yeah, this one was
No,
a
I
lot.
was joking.
Sorry.
No, I was like talking smack about you. Be
I
confident,
don't think
bro.
this is right.
Integration.
Oh.
When you have D over U, it's ln of that with ln of U, right? So if it's 1 over y plus 2, and then you take integration.
But once you get to D over U, what? Yeah, you're right. It's ln of y plus 2.
I think you do this because if it was just 1 over U,
Oh.
then you could do that. But it's D over U.
Oh yeah, let's just now.
I think both ways.
Yeah.
50% too.
I can Okay. What's the given?
So I need to not break.
Given is y of negative. So basically it's just y equals.
If I put you here instead, right?
That's like a waste. But now we get to
Oh.
learn.
That's the thing. Oh, yeah.
Is that?
But now we put in 4.
Yeah.
It'll just be like 6 equals 8 equals 0.
That
Plug
did
in
that.
1.
I.
But since it's even like that's not right, or it's like just confusing it. You have to like do like e to the negative 1/3. So actually wait, yeah, after you get to this part, change it the e to the c to k.
Really?
Oh, I do. I just leave
And
it
then
there.
follow your point.
Oh, I can leave it there so we can jump.
Actually very good.
He goes back. I go here. That's the jump.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So once you get here, right? Why do you put it?
Only the E.
2 over 3
Plug in the point.
minus.
Oh my goodness.
Plug in negative 1 to add 4. So that gives you negative 1 over
He goes back.
e
I
to
go
the negative 1
here.
over 3.
And then here. Because he can't attack me.
Like 6.
Can't break this guy up.
Like, where do you go? Like, how do you move on? Jump.
I'm gonna scream.
Yeah. How do you move it?
Hitting him.
Because then you can
said plus one. Maybe it's just x cubed plus one.
X times 1, x to the second times x to the third, x to the fifth.
Like you have negative 2 and you plus 1. And the 68 is a 6. And when you do
Yeah.
it's e to the negative 1/3. When you plug it back in times e to the x cubed over 3rd. When you
How do you get that into the x cube?
this is what was there before.
Oh, you just plug
Take
it
out
in.
as an here. Because we found e.
Oh, and then it's just like e to the 1/3 plus x to the third over 3. Okay. Thanks.
How do you do this? I'm just gonna do that part. So feel the it's not crazy. And then we do this. Yeah, that's so it's not bad, it's just e. But this one do it for
It's 3 over 2.
Sophia will be here. Luke will be here. I mean, if you cannot, it's fine. But just let me know.
It literally is.
Basically, Ethan, what am I bringing your computer to?
How long's lunch for? Back up. I really hope
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go to my third period to look for my pencil case that I forgot. You see you in a second.
So, fourth member.
Right, so far we have me, Luke, Nathan, Sophia, team one,
Uh,
and then Alvin, Raj, Jordan,
uh,
Jarrett,
mhm.
uh,
Anderson,
Jarrett, Anderson, who's on the team?
Caden.
Kate, oh,
Just need one more person for stats.
You're too quiet. That's why.
Yeah, I don't talk at all. I don't say a word.
Can we ask Michelle again?
No, her mom.
Oh. Algebra 2, I got it down. Even pre-calculus, I'm kind of thin too. Okay, let's put Omar in, and let's ask Omar.
Might. Because you're absolutely last.
Wow. Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
is anyone gonna be here after school?
Sophia, Luke will be here, and you'll be here, right? And then Nathan, I told him to be here too.
Can you guys make like basic,
Like what?
like for example, like each of the, like for series, you can teach me each of that pretty easily. Because there was like a problem that the each of that.
Okay, we can do
And
that
also
today.
like parametric. Well, I mean, I kind of already.
We can do that today. For e to the x, just basically know certain series.
Yeah, just basic, really basic stuff like. 'Cause, like,
Is that on a team or that's on individuals?
it was one, okay, remember? It's stupid. The question was stupid.
BC, honestly, Cooper does better job than I do.
Yeah, so you remember these two? 21, 20.
Mhm.
Where you have to find pretty. It's better to just ignore all this and just plug in the series. You get a better approximation. It's a lot easier.
Oh, just like what a bit did with that one question.
Yeah.
Just do estimation.
Yeah, but it's a series. Like they tell you to take the integral, but you don't need to do all that. Because the integral is really tough. But
Yeah, that's a long time.
but it's better to just ignore that. Yeah, if you do the series to like four terms, then you'll get like exactly 70, which is the answer.
Is that what they did?
No, they took the integral and then like
Oh, they did it the hard way.
yeah, they did it.
How'd you know to do this series?
I figured it out later. I didn't figure it out until afterwards, so I didn't get it right. First, not this one.
Anthony, you're pain in the butt. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
No, you were so smart, but you were like
Okay, well, if you read all this and it told you to take the integral, would you have taken the integral, or would you have done series?
Yeah, no, no. I'm just saying you're so smart. Stop wasting your talent.
Oh,
That's just my personal opinion. I know you don't want to do something like out of your passion, but if something like I need you to do well in life too. So I cannot let you feel like English is not going to like you have. I mean, that's my personal opinion. That's like, right now you are my probably the best student I ever have. Anthony. The only people that is exceeding about thinking ability wise is only Sadat and I Isa. That's the Isa kid. Sadat was the one that solved the 3 square problem with a complex number. That's Isa. That's Isa. Raj, sit in the back. Raj, sit in the back. That's what happened when you're slacking, Raj. I'm not gonna pick it up. All right, shh. Hear me out. Tomorrow you're gonna get 3 FRQ, and all 3 of them has something to do with differential equation, slope field, L-Hopto rule. I give you a couple questions yesterday. It's about L-Hopto rule, but I did give you one that has a little bit of FTC in there. That you had to figure out an area, you had to take a product rule, you had to do that. You are gonna have one question like that, and you have 2 questions of differential equation. So they are total 3 questions. You may get a bonus question, which is a harder L-Hopto rule, harder one. But I'll issue that work today. But mostly likely, you're gonna get either the bear or potato question, something along the line, or you have to do the one that you had E to the both sides, and then you had to make a K in front of the E. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you had to solve a K. So it's not plus C, is a case in the front. Those situation that you are gonna have. So you're gonna get 3 FRQ, 1 this. First thing first, I will show you what happened here. This question, like I told you, it's gonna be involve a little bit of FTC. You are gonna have something like this. Now I'm gonna show you the solution. And then you can look at your solution, see if it's right. So this is a solution for the first one. Alan. So this is not even part A, this is before part A. If you just write down g prime of x equal to f of x, you're gonna get a point for any part of the response. So they will have to look for this, and if you write the thing down, they will have it. So the way I kind of think about it is this: if you integrate a non-capital F, you're gonna get a capital F of x minus capital F of 0. If you take a derivative of both sides, then it'd be g prime of x equal to non-capital F of x times 1 minus f of 0 times 0. So f of 0 times 0 is going to be 0. So that will be g prime of x equal to non-capital F of x. Any part of the question? Yes.
What if you did G double prime of x plus F prime of x?
I think they have that here too. Caden, do you know which school you're going to go to this Saturday? This Saturday for the competition? Yeah, Caden.
Is there a competition with that?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know?
No, I wasn't told about that.
Okay, this Saturday. No, I told you. Can you make it or no? Okay, Saturday, Lyman High School, 8:20 in the morning to 12:30. We need you because we need one more person. If you know any other buddy in staff, let me know that who's good.
Yeah, I think Mr. Cooper's good.
I think he can pull through.
Mr. Yang, what high school?
Lyman High School. Lyman.
He's lying.
Okay, this is the first part. The first part, it says g prime of x equal to f of x. The graph of g is concave up between -4 to -2 or 2 to 6 because f is increasing on that interval. That's what you're supposed to write it. Answer with reason.
Is that the first question or the second?
I don't remember which question. This is a question with the graph on it. Which one is greater than 0? Is g prime of x greater than 0 or f of x equal to 0? Or either one? I think you need more specify what is greater than 0. B is a product rule. P prime of 3 is going to be product rule between those two products. Is this okay or no? How'd you guys do? Or did you do it at all? Jesus, did you do homework?
Didn't finish it.
That looks like none. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about L'Hopital rule. You're gonna see it. It's gonna worth 2 points. One is a condition to use L'Hopital rule, which is the numerator must equal to 0, denominator must equal to 0, or infinity. It could be either way. But you have to have a condition first before you use El Hafta rule. If you don't have the condition, you don't get El Hafta rule points. That's how the rubrics works. That's what part I took. Yeah. I have no idea how to. I don't speak French. If somebody's French can explain. You are? Who's French here?
My name is Gabrielle.
All right, so this way eventually you go to -2. Now this part is gonna be 8/3. If you do your like area under the curve correctly, you should get A/3, and you should get that mean value theorem does apply. Okay. You have rest of the time to go over all the possible questions that can be on the test. Go on the board. But if you don't have the right conversation, I'm going to ask you to leave. Because I'd rather you have the right conversation than you hit this classroom. Do I need to go over the potato question or no?
Let us try it first.
You already did. 54. You got it in. That's not a point. They didn't ask you to see. They asked you did they go through it. Alan, why are you sitting over there laughing? What? Oh, you want to do it, Alan? I think you'd be good at it. First one, you just have to plug in the number. But again, Nelly plugged in wrong, so. Lemon. What's up?
Are there two different there's like tiers of FRQs, passages that have like similar to like the potato question? Because I've done both a couple times, so I'm gonna try like make sure I know how to do it, but with different rules.
2012.
Okay,
I think there's either ants or something.
okay. Thank you.
Hold on, let me look up for you. See if it's true.
McKenna. It's 2013.
2013? No, it's 2012.
The other one? The other FRQs?
No, she's asking for extra practice. Hi.
If I were to leave my answer like this for why and they simplified it like that, would I get points?
Should be.
Okay, because they just did it, they turned it into that and I just left it.
They turn into, no, you don't have to.
Okay.
That's just algebra.
I don't have to do it.
You're gonna get kicked out. It's gonna get kicked out from having math class. Should be kicked out.
She should be thrown out.
Aisha used to get kicked called H bar. For what?
Yo, someone just.
It was like this during the beginning, but like now like
Is C12?
-4 minus -4 plus.
Somebody asked me extra question. Those are extra questions right here. Can you post on a group chat?
Oh, you do.
Did you watch Amazon? Yeah, it was really good. That'll make you cry.
Oh, that's pretty good too, bro. Oh, did he use somebody? They don't have it in English. No, he didn't have it. Maybe that.
There's English subtitles. But I feel like it's gonna be really boring. Even the translation didn't exactly translate. Like it didn't like yeah. So like all the build up isn't really built up for it to what needs to be. Yeah. So for example, maybe it's just like those kind of it's just when you because me and my dad were talking about it and he was like, yeah, we should get some kind of because you know how Chinese in Chinese there's like a lot of like old right? It won't translate directly. That was so hard. Because my brother doesn't understand Chinese. He's like, oh,
What'd you get for me?
it's so hard. But there isn't. They were discriminating just like Nelly. Wait, you were the one that went to Holy Nelly, right?
I think we're
Yeah.
So you don't think my son should go?
I think it's a good school, just wasn't enough.
Why?
They said that really.
You'll not get in trouble for things like that.
You know what they did? They said, hey, you want to go home, but wait till the end of the year so you can get money from assess scores because you smart. So then we said bye bye. Wait, is that like a private school or like a
It's like right here.
I went to they had this all new principal, the nun got fired a couple years ago. But I think it's chill now. It wasn't chill back then.
I didn't see anything.
I was there like for like a trial month for middle school, and like they were doing math stuff we did like in the beginning of the year. And it was the end of the year.
Actually, my most good math kids actually from there, like Charlie Murr. Charlie Murr, Nathan, Rob, it's all over.
Holy Family is not.
Fresh, but I left my when I was in third grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a year for third grade. I stayed like 3 days a week. I left that.
Yeah, what's that mean?
And I finish all the
Yes, got it.
I just ate snappy cars and pretend that it doesn't make it too smart.
Oh.
My shirt.
He's vegetarian.
Maybe so.
They gave a girl.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
That means he's.
Oh. Oh, yeah. No, I was talking.
Your left.
My bad. Me too. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think we did look at it.
done with yeah.
I know that they can get it, but
Well, I don't know. I put it in infinity. Then I'm gonna. Yeah, like. Makes more sense. I did.
I mean,
But I did. I got a negative 80.
did you do
Yeah,
first round or did you do second?
I checked the answer first.
She is the best. But my map, my
You get Ellen.
but luckily, my
Yeah, it's fine.
oh no, that's full truck. I see. I had a
I mean, I got it wrong. What am I? What am I answering? Alex doing the fun stuff. It's number 4 in the world. Bro, oh my god.
So you make some of
Yeah, it's not yeah, but it's they can do it.
I throw Cool City in like 3 often. It's not there. This triangle or this triangle? Why do you get it? Oh, I have to reenact. I was kidding. It's your barbecue.
Literally 1 month and they for all my money. So my other jobs there.
Why would it be negative? Oh, negative 2.5. Original equation is 1 over 5. I mean, I would trust you. What's Ellen? I mean, what is Ellen of the thing?
No, but he's just me out. And I'm like, I explained to him the whole thing. And I was like, okay, so what is it? And I explained it like 2 more times. And he's like, and I said, no. And I'm like, that's not like the right answer. And he just completely not hearing the right answer.
How did we get negative? Oh, exactly.
Yeah, literally. So I have him like,
Do you not? So I said,
oh,
in the space, right? It's the element on the top of it. And then throw it. How do you do tangent? And then you take your derivative of it and you put it like that.
Yeah, maybe not bad.
they don't question the receipt. I got you. I wasn't in, you know what DHT is? No matter if the, let's try by negative. I mean, H is not. You knew it, and now that's where you're Oh my god.
Okay. Care if you do it like the cake. What? Wait, you like yeah, like right
Yeah, sometimes it's easier, but the problem is sometimes they have problem like especially the people at the end they have problem getting back to it. But it's fine.
no, the derivative of the entire. Yeah.
So the derivative of 1 plus 1 over x, 1 becomes 0.
And then
1 over x.
what here was the graph?
Oh.
Negative 1 over x.
Oh, dang it.
And we take, and then that's over 1 plus 1 over x.
So if you multiply that,
Just to G is not
no.
G is the integral of
Oh, you like simplify?
Wait,
G is the integral of that. Yeah, so we try to find that. So G double prime is just right? So after
second derivative is
no, it would be triple.
So why would you want to move this?
Only one point.
that one is probably got 1 plus 1 over x. That's already.
Well, something, they are, that's easy.
It's not. Oh, I thought
Oh my god. You get, oh, so then you get negative.
Then when you have natural multiply, in derivative, you minus 1. He did not. Oh, okay.
And that one's
That's a good thing about when you take the derivative, you need to.
oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Right?
My eyes started functioning. I do. It's not. Already drank a lot of wine.
You don't have to.
Yeah. You get this book.
Do you remember your X1 rule?
Just add a product.
Oh, yeah, it's just slow. Oh, G is
What's it?
Because what's the one variable that you don't know?
Ew. Yeah.
everybody, I think,
T represents N factor.
We're not doing that anyway. Right the finger. You're supposed to read part of the token a different way. We didn't get feedback. No, she doesn't. I think she read it.
You have significant.
Friday. Oh, Friday. That's like 4 pages. Yeah. 144 to 1. Never mind, it's 6 pages. It's 144. It's count 144. Well, it's not the entirety of 1 page either. It's like half a page.
What do you think of
well, I don't know, you
But I lied.
you have to.
Did I not?
Because it's under.
Just make sure that the
Somebody in there was though. He was in there. I walked in. I couldn't even tell that I saw shoes. I walked in. And I walked out. He was
like, here's the thing, right? You're doing over here. You watch the right every single step. And all you have to divide, then
Plug in, it's 3.5. 18.
how do you guess the
Yeah, okay. So, for your product, go ahead. You get geoback.
D of X times D of X times Oh yeah.
We're taking unit 3 on Friday. We just started the last unit. So when he does it, he's like, quizzes his homework, and he, it's like the only weird grade he got because he gets a submitted out of because of my hat. That's what happened to me. The first half, okay. The weird thing is, it's super short. The first one question is a different concept. It's pretty easy. But the part I'm pretty confused on is I did part A, but part B, I don't know.
I got everything, but I got this positive tier reply.
Makes it like this.
Because here u equal to 100 minus b, and then du equal to negative b.
Okay. Thank you. That makes sense.
Oh, it's 20. Oh my god, it felt like the whole crossbreak just did.
What do you say to Bailey? I don't know how you saw me. You can go, right? Why are you touching me, Alan? Jesus.
Alan's in love with you.
Well, I'm not in love with him. I'm so sorry to say. My heart can't take it.
I'm gonna be here on Friday. What is it? Oh, he's not gonna say anything back.
Mr. Yang, goodbye.
Either will answer it. I don't know who else is in the orchestra. They're all gonna be gone.
Natalia.
Heard that you hate on her. The rumors,
No effort. No effort.
The rumors have spread.
No effort. No, it's no effort. Sheer no effort. So what? So you're supposed to do homework. It's just no effort. I say it in front of her too. Pretty sure it's pretty good, but it's no effort. I will say like this. Like if you told me says I try and you did not show me that you try, like honestly have less respect of you than Andrew Lopez. Because at least Andrew Lopez will tell honestly I did not try. Like if you told me that you tried, but your work doesn't show that you tried, but at least Andrew will be like says, look, I didn't do anything. Like at least he own up to it, you know. That's the things I have a lot of respect of Andrew. He'll be like, you know, give me a 0, I deserve it. It's like he's not gonna complain about his 0. But that's Andrew. No. But does he piss me off? Yes. But at least I have more respect of that than like if people says I have tried my best, but on the effort is like you didn't see the things that you don't lie to me, right? At least don't lie to me. Just say I didn't do it. Honestly, more respectful of that. I do like some weird reason Andrew Lopez. Like it does like he's just nonchalant, but also he's also very honest about his nonchalantness. Yeah, so I know I don't think he will do that this year, honestly. Because senior year is worse than junior year. Landon, can you be on the team or no? No? Why not? You don't want it to be on it. Are you sure? This time cannot? Is there any reason? Don't want to do it? I think you'll be fine.
I'm saying, trying to find a good captain for the team.
Dude, 1 minute remaining. Still flat.
Just go, don't ask me.
Instead of me like leaving in the middle of class to check to see if like the coach has my hoodie, he said like when you get the chance, when I told him Mr. Ye like he's teaching, to like call him to see if like the hoodies are ready because he leaves after 7th period. So I take
And then after that, have the guy finish straight. And go one day I'm continuing to over. This, I mean, never in that way. Never seen it All right, so yesterday we start with tangent and cotangent. We're gonna give you a practice of tangent and cotangent, secant and cosecant. You should know how to. Why? It's really hot. Open's gonna be hotter because outside is probably more hotter than inside. Maybe. Why are you wearing a sweater and complain it's hot?
yesterday.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining it's hot.
They were probably complaining it was cold this morning. Oh my goodness. Okay, never mind.
It does sound like you probably.
Maybe like a
Yeah.
fan or something.
Please.
No, I got other shit to do. I got I did enough SAT prep all year, so
It's Isaac's last test. He got like flushed out the
Isaac, he just needed to put his mind to studying. All right, so okay, so let's see if you can graph this tangent of 1/4 x plus 2. So this is 1/4 x plus 2. Or cotangent of 3x minus 1. So if you know how to graph sine, cosine, secant, and cosecant, now you just have to graph tangent and cotangent. What? I will let you know. Second. Let me figure out what's going on here.
We should do one for my birthday.
Pickle's so weird. So strange kid.
Yeah, but it's hotter than
Is this the one where like out like late at 2:30? Like I'm gonna take money. The humid shot.
wait, these are long ones. But tangent like it's big. -2 pi.
Like you start off
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do you know that?
No, I
Is it cold?
period is 4 pi.
It is cold. If you put it on your neck, doesn't it like regulate your
Okay, I'll put it like on my back.
How do you know your tie it up with your jacket?
So I got from the base thing is like pi, right? From here, here's pi. Yeah.
So how do you know to start with the quarter?
Both at this one.
Okay, so divided by
1/4.
quarter.
And then you have something like any part stuff. You need to find period.
You always start
And then
with
you
1/4
can
and
find half period. Yeah, just for the period. Doesn't have to. So
How
it's gonna be -1 and 1, and then you do the S, and you got.
are your graphics?
I'm sure you need 2, but it's gonna be 1 probably. So it's more like an S. But yeah. You should do this.
All right. You guys are done or no?
I am. I just keep like make it look nice.
You good?
Are we taking the attitude again? Like, it's not yet. Yeah, where does it go?
I appreciate that a lot, actually. No, it's just math. It's not me or you.
So I'm not going.
So it's we get off of the responsibility.
Don't know where to start. I don't know. Okay, I don't know how to find that. That's next week. Easy, bro. I'm already missing Monday.
Does this group get it? Do you guys get it?
Oh, I'm almost done.
I don't get where you get all the tutorials.
I was distracted. Yeah.
I got the
Did you go through it like really slowly and like explain it like you're explaining it to like a kindergartner?
Sure.
Because that's about the mind capacity I have.
Not as bad as you think. I'm not. That's honest.